The Battle for Quality: Navigating India's School Textbook Landscape. In the heart of India's vast education system lies a critical, yet often overlooked, battleground: the school textbook. This is not merely a contest of market share, but a fundamental clash of philosophy and quality between two distinct types of publishers: the standard bearers of educational integrity and the non-standard producers of commercial convenience. The choice between them has profound implications for the quality of learning imparted to millions of students. The standard bearers, architects of educational foundations. Standard publishers are the cornerstone of quality education. These are typically established, often legacy houses, both public and private, that view textbook creation as a pedagogical mission. This group includes the National Council of Educational Research and Training, NCERT, various state councils, CERTs, and reputable private publishers with a long-standing commitment to educational research. These publishers dedicate significant resources to the meticulous process of creating a good textbook. Their approach is characterized by pedagogical rigor. Content is developed by subject matter experts, experienced teachers, and child psychologists. The language, sequencing of concepts, and inclusion of exercises are all intentionally designed to build understanding from the ground up, in line with the National Curriculum Framework, NCF. Accuracy and fact-checking. A multi-layered review process ensures that information is not only current, but also accurate and unbiased. The goal is to present knowledge, not just information. Focus on conceptual clarity. The primary aim is to foster critical thinking and a genuine comprehension of the subject. Diagrams, examples, and activities are crafted to illuminate concepts, not just to fill pages. Long-term investment. They invest in teacher training, create comprehensive teacher handbooks, and update their books in careful cycles to incorporate feedback and new pedagogical insights. The non-standard publishers. The allure of expediency. In contrast, non-standard publishers often operate on a model driven primarily by commercial speed and cost-cutting. Their textbooks frequently find their way into school systems through aggressive marketing, lower prices, or other incentives, rather than through meritocratic review. The shortcomings of these books are often systemic. Rush production. Content is frequently compiled rather than created, leading to a patchwork of information lifted from various sources without a coherent pedagogical flow. Compromised accuracy. The lack of a rigorous editorial and fact-checking process results in errors, outdated information, and oversimplifications that can mislead young minds. Poor pedagogical design. Concepts may be presented in a confusing sequence, with poorly drawn diagrams and exercises that encourage rote memorization over genuine understanding. The language can be unnecessarily complex or, conversely, overly simplistic. Inferior physical quality. To cut costs, these publishers often use low-grade paper and binding that falls apart within a single academic year. The school's mandate. Upholding the standard. The responsibility for ensuring that students receive high-quality learning materials rests squarely with the schools. To safeguard educational standards and leave non-standard publishers off their annual recommended lists, schools must adopt and enforce a rigorous selection framework. A robust textbook adoption policy should include a constituted textbook committee. This should not be a one-person decision. A committee comprising the principal, heads of departments, senior subject teachers, and a librarian must be formed to evaluate and recommend books. Clear evaluation criteria. The committee must assess books against a predefined checklist. Content accuracy. Is the information factually correct and up-to-date? Pedagogical soundness. Does the book build concepts logically? Are the activities and exercises designed to promote analysis and application? Author credentials. Are the authors recognized experts or experienced educators in the field? Language and clarity. Is the language age-appropriate, clear, and engaging? Physical durability. Is the paper quality, printing, and binding sufficient to last the school year? Pilot reviews and teacher feedback. Before finalizing a book, sample chapters should be distributed to teachers for use in classroom settings. Their practical feedback on how the book facilitates teaching and learning is invaluable. Transparency and accountability. The school's textbook adoption policy and the final selections should be communicated transparently to parents, justifying the choices based on educational merit. Long-term partnerships with reputable publishers. Schools should seek to build long-term relationships with standard publishers who provide ongoing support, teacher training, and consistent quality, moving beyond the annual hunt for the cheapest option.
Conclusion. A textbook is more than a collection of pages, it is a student's first window to a subject. By choosing a standard publisher, a school invests in the intellectual architecture of its students. By allowing non-standard books into the classroom, it compromises that very foundation. The path forward requires a conscious and collective commitment from school administrations to look beyond short-term gains and uphold their fundamental duty to provide resources that truly educate, inspire, and empower. The quality of a child's education is, in no small measure, bound by the quality of the books in their bag.